It's an anti-Semite. No, I'm not.
Sheldon Adelson, who is the puppet master pulling the strings of Donald Trump, Mike Pompeo, and what's his name? The ambassador. Anyway, Greenberg. I think is his name. Greenberg. Sheldon Adelson is the puppet master pulling all of the strings, and Sheldon Adelson is a right-wing, fascist, racist bigot who doesn't understand the first thing about the idea that human beings might have rights. Sheldon Adelson believes that only Jews, only Jewish people are completely human, that they're attached in some way.
The chosen people of God, yeah.
And everybody else on earth is there to serve them. Sheldon Adelson believes this. I'm not saying Jewish people believe this. I'm saying he does. He is pulling the strings. So he has this strange, he thinks, biblical construct in his head that somehow everything will be all right with the world if there's a greater Israel which takes up the whole of historic Palestine and the Kingdom of Jordan, puts it all together, calls it Israel, and gives it only to the chosen people. He's crazy. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy guy. Unfortunately, this crazy, crazy, crazy guy is also incredibly rich and has the tiny little, I nearly said the P word, that can also be used to describe a male gentleman, prick, Donald Trump, in his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, they're hugely well organized. It's the completely understandable bitterness that followed the way that the Jewish people were treated in Northern Europe and Western Europe in the 30s and the 40s and during the Second World War has somehow been diverted into an exceptionalist extremism that knows no boundaries of behavior, particularly in terms of AIPAC, for instance, in this country. And if somebody suggests that there might be an alternative narrative, they want them silenced. And they will stoop. They will stoop to the lowest. Wherever they have to go, they will go. 2 or 3 or 4 of the main sponsors of the event for the next year had come to, all Jewish, of course, had come to them and said, if Roger Waters plays at the gig, you'll never see another penny from any of us ever again. Now that is low. So they use their financial muscle to marginalize me, where your civil liberties are being attacked by what is essentially an agent of a foreign government. Because these people, AIPAC and ADL, and the other extremist Jewish lobby organization, or Israeli lobby, I shouldn't say Jewish, local mayor forbade them appearing on the show because some Jewish organization, some Israeli-orientated organization. Well, actually, no, it is a Jew. They call themselves a Jewish foundation for something or other. At the behest of the lobby, the United States has decided to label them terrorists.
Why don't we hear from you on mainstream media or on popular late-night television shows?
I'm told that they can't answer that question, but that it comes from above.
Did that change
so
after
you can figure it out for yourself. It's not rocket science.
The most common counter-argument I hear is, are you insane? That'll be the end of your career. They're going to kill you. You can't do that. You'll never work again.
Like a couple of years ago, I watched Jeremy Corbyn be cancelled by the Israeli lobby. Okay, so that's why I'm so pissed off about this Israeli lobby bullshit. You are making shit up because you've been told to by your masters in the Foreign Office in Tel Aviv, because this hate is being organized from Israel. And I'm not afraid to say it because I know, Christian Wakeford, that what I'm saying is not a lie.
Because it feels fucking awful to be cancelled, particularly when it's
know what they're talking about, obviously. They're talking about the fact that I plead incessantly and loudly for human rights for my brothers and sisters in Palestine. That's what this is about. This all comes from Tel Aviv, I promise you.
This is ongoing from the way that the Ministry of Strategic Affairs in Tel Aviv deposed Jeremy Corbyn in the UK, in our country, my country, the country that I am a citizen of, deposed the leader of the Labour Party who was about to win a general election, and instead put in place an Israeli government puppet, Keir Starmer. And what they want to do is absolutely destroy the Labour movement in the United Kingdom. And it's disgusting. And it's at the behest of the government of a foreign country, that foreign country being Israel. So all the hopes and aspirations of a working class in England are being thrown down the toilet because the Zionists want to maintain their position and go on propagating their racist, settler colonialist regime in the Middle East.
The propaganda machine that the Israelis run is huge, and they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars every year.
Rolling Stone, by the way, I'm on their blacklist. They have told me that they're no longer going to do any stories on what they call legacy artists. They're going to reserve Rolling Stone completely for new acts. Bollocks. I just don't believe a word of it. It's either an Israel lobby question, but I have tried over the years since 2006 to recruit people to the Palestinian cause, and it has been somewhat hard work, I don't mind telling you, because there is a price to be paid for it. And that price is exacted by the Israeli lobby, and they have a lot of power and a lot of money. They're obviously there, and they're trying at the moment to affect not the judicial process, the electoral process in the upcoming presidential election, to which he should have been. His election was prevented by the Israeli lobby, and you only got to read about it to know that that's absolutely true. About about anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. That's a very deep rabbit hole. If you want to know about it, go and look at Asa Winstanley and all the work that he's done in it, and the books that have been written about it by people who think it's a crock of shit, because it is. Corbyn is at least a man of principle and a man of great empathy and of great heart, and he would have stood on that platform of human rights till the day he stood on the platform till the moment that he was ejected by the Israeli lobbies. It just shows how powerful they can be. I'm just glad they've never managed to get rid of me, because they've tried, believe me.
Where I live in the United States, the Israeli lobby is extremely powerful, less powerful now because of the work being done by you and others.
It's becoming more and more apparent that propaganda is almost the most important thing in our lives, and the fact that the mainstream media is owned by very rich and powerful people. And in consequence, it may be that they're coming closer and closer to controlling everything, not just all the elections, but everything. And obviously the elections they can't control, they send in the troops.
But it doesn't, but the idea that that Israel can behave like people in the past behaved towards Jews in Northern Europe, no, it can't mean that. No, you're not supposed to say this. It's hugely politically incorrect to draw comparisons between the Holocaust and what's going on with the Palestinians now. So I won't do it, because I don't want to get my hands slapped. Stop it.
was that also in that list of names was Shireen Abu Akleh, who was not 16, unlike Anne Frank when she died. She was 51, and she was shot to death by an Israeli IDF soldier on the outskirts of the town of Shenin. On purpose. She was murdered by a racist, tyrannical regime. That's why they're both on the same things. Get nothing to do with creating division.
The propaganda machine that Israel uses to persuade people that black is white and and white is blue. The thing about propaganda, which again, it's hard not to go back to Goebbels or to the 30s or whatever.
Right, or they're treated as if they are not human. The Palestinians are treated like animals.
They are operating under, look, we are more important than you. We're better than you. Our rights are more important. You don't count. You are subhuman people. But we can't go into 47, 48. Well, we could, but I think it might be best not to. But
it's an experiment that went hideously and horribly wrong. Obviously, during and after the First World War, and Sykes-Picot and the divvying up of all the stuff in the Middle East was insane after the First World War. What's interesting is that this is only 70 years old. It's not like talking about the colonization of North America and the genocide of the Native American people. But this is happening now. So this is settler colonialism, rampant, based upon religious and white supremacist ideas of how human beings differ one from another. Mm-hmm. So and so they've created this apartheid state, which people now recognise that's what it is.
In support of their appalling claims that the Zionist project has anything on its side, because it doesn't. There is nothing that you can say about the Zionist project that is defensible. It's all based on absolute lies. I pity them now because they are clinging to the last shreds of any attachment to their fascist belief in Jewish supremacy in the Holy Land. And it is fascist. It's a fascist belief, which is weird given the whole thing of the Holocaust and what happened in the 40s and so on and so forth.
We have to somehow figure out a way to educate the Israelis so that they stop thinking they're superior to their brothers and sisters.
Gaza obviously is a different story, but is it really a different story? It's still a story of settler colonialism and imperialism and supremacy. In this case, it's religious supremacy, the idea that somehow the Jewish people are superior to everybody else on the planet, but particularly to the Arabs, the Palestinian Arabs. If a people on this globe have been brainwashed, it's the Israelis. They have bought the exceptionalist thing. They've bought the story that they're better than everyone else and that they deserve, that God promised them this land of blah, 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 blah. It's not as if the Palestinians in 1948 suddenly said, could you send down a load of Jewish people from northeastern Europe?
Mm-hmm. And who absolutely don't accept the Zionist notion that Israel is the home of the Jews. No, it's not. It's the home of the settlers who went there from, a lot of them are of the Jewish faith, but what's important about Israel is the settlers. It's a colonization by people from Northern Europe. They're not from there.
Yeah.
They're from Russia and Poland and blah, blah. They have a weird political system in Iran. And I don't want to knock the whole country because you can't tar them all with the same brush.
So why the specific focus for you on the creative boycott of Israel? You're prepared to play all manner of countries that have terrible human rights records.
Yeah, like the United States, for instance.
Indeed.
The people of Palestine in 2005 reached out to global civil society and said, please help us. We are living here with no rights.
And not a boycott of some other country that might have a harsher system of oppression.
Well, you know, I'm not sure that there are any much harsher regimes around the world than this, actually. And they were very, very enthusiastic and they knew all my work and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the show, I made a little speech where I said something like, it behoves you, this generation of young Israelis, to make peace with your neighbors and blah, blah, blah. And they went from, we love Pink Floyd, to, what the fuck is he talking about? We're not going to do that. Hit the guys, what? And they were completely silent from that moment on. And I thought, wow, this was a huge revelation to me.
And I may be speaking out of turn, but I believe that we, the rest of the world, need this generation of Israelis to tear down the walls and to make peace with their neighbors. We love you for it.
The main lie is that there was nobody living in Palestine. You know, that's the great, I've forgotten her name now. Who's the Israeli Prime Minister? Golda Meir. Golda Meir was very fond of saying that. And they even developed a slogan, a land without people for a people without a land. You lying piece of shit.
But he totally, I'll say this, he publicly seems to cross the line when it comes to the way he talks about the Jewish people in terms of like controlling the media and stuff like that, and the cabal. But I will say this, I know people that have played with him, been in his band. I'm not going to name names.
Well, it's been announced on the show before.
Well, no, but not the people I'm referring to. I've heard secondhand. I go, what's up with this Roger Waters? Because you know people that have been around him. Is this true? Is this really like a thing with him? And they go, oh, you have no idea.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
They go, the fucking, he is openly
Whoa.
anti-Semitic.
Oh.
Off like around people and with people.
He's not just
I'm just saying that's what I heard.
He's not just anti-Israel.
No. It goes beyond that, my friend. Now, all I'm saying, this is secondhand stuff. I don't know if I can get, if he's gonna, what are the rules there, Matt? I'm just telling you what people have said.
Oh, shit.
And this is coming from me, your friend, Tim Heidecker, who, I'm not gonna bullshit you about. I love Roger Waters. I love his music, and I love a lot of things he has to say. But